Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Claude Bawles is go. But I've had a little bit of fun with the opening this time, since just about everybody else has opening themes. So I thought it was time for the Bawles to have one. Look, it's just a short show. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be here at all because I can't see anybody in the chat. If you are listening and able to type a message saying yes, you can hear me, or no, you can't, that would be appreciated. Hey, Soot, you can hear me? I take it. I'm just going to have a short show because I see the missing Mud has a show lined up in about half an hour, and so I'm just thought I would sort of do a bit of a quick update, what's been going on with the Claude, who's still traveling. And yes, oh, good, you can hear me, so thank you. And of course, the whole purpose of our life here on this channel is to draw attention to the truth around the Kent Hovind and his various followers who seem to think that they know more about science than real scientists. I'm just hello, Deviant. How are you too? I haven't seen you on too many shows lately. I mean, to be honest, it gets you down. I was listening to one on Proverbs guys the other day, and it was Rich and another guy, and you would swear these guys were just scientific geniuses. You would. Oh my God, between them, they've overturned all this science. I mean, I just say, you can believe all the nonsense you like, but please, please don't drag children into it. You want them to have a future a little bit beyond, would you like fries with that? Now, there's nothing wrong with working in that sort of a field, but do you want to make it your life's work? Would you rather sort of achieve a bit more? And if so, you need a good education. So that's the reason why I'm here, and I'll call them all out, and of course, one day maybe the Claude will get to debate Mr. Hovind. At the moment, he's refusing. He's got specific choice. You've got to do it in the order that he wants and with specific topics. So he wants to discuss evolution, but then he wants to make it the 6 kinds of evolution. And I say, why stop at the 6? What about the 8 kinds of evolution? And he's not so keen on that because a couple of those forms of evolution he doesn't look too good out of. So, it's a very, very, very interesting time, and it's a very stressful time for many people in the world. The war is dragging on, the one that was going to be over straight away virtually. And, I just don't know what to make of this. I don't know. I think maybe something's been started that they can't finish, If anybody knows better or more, they can perhaps tell the Claude. I've tried to remain out of the political side of things, but oh my goodness, doesn't seem to be too good. The Claude has had a number of different shorts and longs, I suppose you could call it. If it isn't a short, is it a long? I'm not sure. So he's just going to mention a few of the things that have done okay and the ones that haven't too, because I believe in telling the truth. So when I get some good views, great. And when I don't get any, I can say, well, no, that just didn't do very well. I can express my frustration. Just coat turning stress. I have 4 weeks to my vacation and I've already started to wind down. So do you go outside the Sweden, or do you holiday there? Because it's your summer now, isn't it? Or yeah. No, well, Deviant, I don't blame you saying you don't go on PG's show. Supposedly they played nice as well. You should have heard them, what they said to our dear big bad mama, and they called him a liar. And then, this is Bowling or Bawles licking, as I call him. All in good fun, good Christian fun, of course. And then Achilles, or Ars Lickles, as I call him, joined in the attack too. And I think that's, I was appalled by it. So I put up a clip, or short, and also a long, of what they were doing. I just thought, people, these Christians, and then what's his name, Bolin, had put his son on one of the shows, said how clever he was. He knows more than most scientists. Well, why put your son on the show? I think we generally regard people's families as off limits. You don't involve them. I'm not certainly going to involve the young son. I think but he did, and of course the son was also the subject of a very famous bet that he made and lost, over the lasting nature of Kent's marriage to Sandra. Look, a piece of advice: don't ever bet on one of, let alone your son's life, on one of Kent's multiple marriages lasting. So, yes, the video, it's under videos, Proverbs Guys Ministry, Kent Hovind, lovers wrongly accused scientist. And that's the scientist I'm talking about is Cell, because they had a really go at him, Cell Cordova. But they also had to go at another scientist, our geologist friend, Big Bad Mama. And so I took exception to this, I really did. So I got stuck in. And we shall see where you go for your vacation. I see. I would hope that you had it all planned out. I don't know if it'll be very good for you if on the day you say to Deviant, "Oh, well, we'll just stay here, maybe." No, I don't know. Oh, it could be a secret. Oh, I think this is going to be a very secret, and possibly Paris, something like that. Sorry, Claude put his foot in it by perhaps breaking the news before it was announced. Anyway, so the other ones that I've had a bit of luck with, well, the Sasquatch discovery is languishing. It's only got 56 views. That's when he was talking about, this is Kent talking about, he doesn't know if Sasquatch real or not, but if you catch it, you can deliver it to his, well, he alternates between saying farm and zoo. He's not very clear in his thinking these days, I think. Yes, he's not very clear. Maybe we'll go on a world chase after the Claude. Well, he'll have to come over to Vietnam at the moment to try and capture me. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. What a wonderful place. Interesting mix of religions. They've got quite a strong Catholic presence, a lot of Buddhist, of course, and various Chinese religions. And everybody seems to get on and no problem. Nobody's hectoring or lecturing or, say, my God's going to get you and you're going to have to answer on Judgment Day. All that sort of thing. Yep. Yes, over the years, Proverbs guys have done things to Mark and Missing Mod. But Missing Mod seems to have forgiven them. And Brianna, because she's Aiden's fiance. So that's why, I won't involve Stephen's children. I hope he can get a real job and, pay down some of the money he owes in child support, to take his responsibilities as a good Christian man seriously. I sincerely hope that he can do that. So we could perhaps pray if we were the praying type. So I'll tell you what, I'll just wish it instead. Because that would be very hypocritical of me. So, So that's how I regard that. So the other one, Kent Hovind, they was saying he's not sure. He sort of he backpedals a bit on Trump being a Christian or not. Not that it's up to Kent to judge. He said he certainly isn't the Messiah. So I put that clip up alongside one from the life of Brian, where Brian's mother, and he's saying he's not the Messiah. He's just a very naughty boy. So that's funny. There's another one, and that got 700 and something views, which I was very happy about that. And then Kit was talking about Noah being 18 foot tall. Really? 18 foot tall. And having a bigger cubit, which I presume that was the cubit was the span of measurement of them. Yes, well, not what some of you are thinking, that's for sure. Let's keep it a family show. You should go to Hovenland. Maybe we went Hoven hunting summer before last. Maybe we'll go cloud chasing. Cloudy Bawles, as he calls me, chasing the cloudy. There's another one where Kent is boasting he's a permanent fourth grader or something, and that's what he's understanding that he has. Well, that got a lot of views. I was very happy, 962, because sometimes the ones are really important. They get small views, and the ones that don't really matter too much, they get a lot of views, and there's no rhyme nor reason. So I put up a thing about Kent doesn't have a real doctorate. It was a quip by Forrest Valkai. Brilliant quip. Just bang, and it just knocked Kent for 6. Hi, Maud, how are you? I'm just having a short show. You're starting your show in, I think, about 15 minutes. So I'll be finishing then, and just having a quick update, and then listening to your show, which will be really good. I hope it goes better than Dan's show, which was another no-show. I mean, for goodness sake, why, if this has gone for 3 or 4 weeks now, advertise a show and don't turn up. And then poor Rich, who struggles at the best of times, my view, suddenly is left to go on and try and run sort of a show which one person was watching, which happened to be me. So, yes, but Maud, you might not be exactly on time, but you will be there. I know that you will be running a show. That's going to be fun. And as I say, it's quite stressful running a show. So I just thought to be honest, I've got a few free minutes with my plan. I don't want them to expire without having used them. I'm very careful with money. I don't waste it. I don't buy things and then will suddenly want donations to buy another thing. And then, the evolution of Kent Hovind's vehicles for safaris, it started off with side-by-sides, then ATVs, all-terrain vehicles, and then Jeeps with no doors or windows, and then Jeeps with doors and windows. It's like evolution, but it's happened in a couple of years. Yeah. Anyway, and then another one. This argument that this is God's universe. He owns it, so he makes the rules. And I heard a guy debating him on this the other day, and he didn't think. The basic is well, who said that God made the universe? I mean, you need to take it back a step. If Kent is going to say God made the universe, he owns it, he makes the rules, and if you don't like it, go make your own universe. What a stupid thing to, but the guy didn't seem to say, well, yeah, but wait a minute, let's go back to just before that. You're presupposing that this God and your God made or created the universe. And if that's not provable, well, your whole argument fails absolutely abysmally right at the start. So, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know why people don't think of it. Well, we can't all be like the Claude, I suppose. The other one I had a bit of fun with was the snake bite. You know, Kendra talked about snake bites and be able to neutralize them by zapping yourself with a stun gun. And when he got bitten by that snake, he chopped its head off, chucked it in the bucket, and they went straight off to the hospital, which was the sensible thing to do. I give credit for that. That's a sensible thing to do. Prayer wasn't going to work. He realized it and went, I don't know if God was wanting to take him home earlier or punishing him for something or whatever. At least he had the good sense to go to the hospital and they cured him, not the prayers of various followers or whatever. So I call that Dr Hovind once bitten. And then the bit about the marriages, he talks about pastors, not pastor, is it? Pastor. Pastors must only have one wife. So Kent's had a few. So, is he still qualified to be in the ministry? I don't think so, personally. And of course, he didn't think that Cindy was. Yes, Maud, I do remember when Aidan joined his diploma mill doc. And that was funny to me because, there's a close relationship with Claude and diploma mill doc. Very close. I did have a good laugh at that. How did he pay for care of the snake? I'm not sure. It is possible he does have Medicare. I don't know. What happens in the States if you go to a hospital and you haven't got, are there public hospitals that you can go to where you don't have to pay or the government does? I honestly don't know. Of course, Kent wouldn't have wanted the government to pay because he's very much against welfare. And I'm sure that he wouldn't bend the rules just because it was him. No, of course not. Claude, try not to be too sarcastic. It's the lowest form of wit, Then there was one where he bizarrely told people to ring Brady Byram for something. So I made a clip and put that up because Brady was his sort of, we'll call it a paralegal, and Brady was the one that between Kent and Stephen, they seemed to out him for some sort of, shall we say, inappropriate relationship with somebody, possibly a member of his own family, according to Kent. And they supposedly distanced themselves from him, and there he is, back in there. So I don't know. I just don't know. They go jump in the lake, lunch jumping in the lake. Excuse me. That was because they're currently, in case anybody wants to donate, I won't be. They are raising funds for a lake blob, which is like a big blow up thing in the lake. And I think you jump all over. It's not a bouncy castle, but that's the type of thing, blow up in the lake. So that's a very nice thing to have. And I'm sure the justification will be that when kids see a blow-up blob in the lake and jump on it, they discover God straight away, give their lives to the Lord. And, of course, they'll be possibly supported by the everlasting arms and unable to drown, or as Kent would say, drowned. I don't know how you can get that, but he would say drowned. Someone drowned in the lake. No, it's drowned, you should be able to speak English better than me, Kent. Drowned and not drowned, and evidence, not evidences. Evidence is already plural. It's like the word sheep, which is plural. You don't say sheeps. You don't say, I'm going to do some researches. You're going to do some research. So, saying evidence is the height of being an ignoramus in view. The other one was I had a good Kent over sins of emission, not omission. Oh dear. Now, what's Missing Mod saying, here we go. They can't turn you away in emergency, but they sure can bill you. Okay, right, I understand. That's come from Sforeska. Now, Missing Mod says, just tie a bunch of blow-up dolls together. I'm not sure what that's about. And, I already talked about, I'm able to come on your show and talk about the incident with the blow-up doll that I observed, once in a shop and once outside an apartment building. And one was an very irate customer. And he went into the shop. I was just outside, but I thought I would follow him because he was sort of humping and garumphing. And he said, I bought this blow-up doll here, and it went down on me. And the shop assistant said, well, if I'd known that, I'd have charged you extra. But anyway, I'll move on there quickly. And then there was one in my own neighborhood where a person that had purchased one of these things and apparently gave it a wee love bite on the neck, and it was inflated too hard, and it sort of flew out the window, and he's trying to shoot it down with a little slug gun BB gun before the neighbors saw it. So, anyway, that's the Claude reporting the incident with the blow-up doll. How did we get to talk about that? Yes, Missing Mod mentioned it. Yeah, a bunch of them. I don't know. I suppose you buy them cheaper by the dozen. Yeah. DAL will be packed, said Missing Mod. Soot Kettle says, well, it will quickly make a few dolls hidden in the man cave. Well, I guess you never know. What does that say to you? I miss those old days when we just had fun hanging out with our colourful assembly of friends. Missing Mod says, yes, me too. It's crazy and always changing, it seems. Yeah. Now, what other shows did all right? There was the math question on Proverbs, guys, which is quite funny. Yeah. So those are the sort of things that I've been thinking of and putting up stuff just over the last few weeks. Much of the same. Some of them get 50 views, some of them get 500, and some get 800, and all the way in between. So you can't be sure. And when you think you have a brilliant video and you want to see it, people to see it, often that does not very well. And when you have one, you think, oh, it's not that good, and suddenly everybody's watching it. It drives the Claude crazy. Yes. Well, I'm possibly going to, unless anybody's got anything they want to type in the comments for me to try and answer. Otherwise, I'm going to wind it down. And then everybody, please go on to Missing Mod's show. All one or two people that are watching the Claude. It's not very many, I don't think. I don't know how I can tell. But that's all right. And quality, the Claude is always sort of quality, not quantity. It's all very well to say. Yeah. Did BBM go for a hike? And I don't know. He's not around. We'll see if he's on the Mod show. Yeah, he might have. Sometimes he goes to concerts too. So, he's not written a note asking for permission to be absent. Not very happy about that, but never mind. Nothing I can do. Now, Kent and Cheryl has a question. Are Kent and Cheryl still stalking their neighbors? I don't know. You'd think they would learn, wouldn't you? You'd think that after, somebody goes onto your private property and, things just went bad right from the start. right from the start. And it was interesting that it was Cindy's old property that they went to. It was scene of quite a few controversies. So yeah, I don't know if he went on the hike. Um, what else? Well, that's probably about it. Um, we're gonna go now. I'm going to call it quits and pop on over and waiting for the missing mod, which should be a fun show. So, yeah, should BBM go for a hike? He can take a hike. He can take a hike. Oh dear. Imagine him, his whole field is geology and a couple of absolute ignoramuses on Proverbs guys say that the geological column doesn't exist. They're only parroting their Hovind hero. That's all they're doing, parroting the same shite that they've heard from him. It does exist. Well, it was a dramatic start with the Thunderbirds music, and it's going to sort of peter out to a very normal, dull end now, and go and see you over at Missing Ones. Okay, folks, thank you for being on. Bye.